A long time ago, in the ancient land of Canaan, there lived a man named Abraham. Abraham was no ordinary man. He was chosen by God for a special purpose. God had made a promise to him that through Abraham's family, the entire world would be blessed. But as we'll soon see, Abraham's journey with God was not always easy. In fact, it would be tested in ways that most of us could never imagine. Abraham had waited a long time for God's promise to come true. He and his wife Sarah were old, much too old to have children. But God worked a miracle, and they were blessed with a son, Isaac. Isaac was everything to Abraham and Sarah, their joy, their laughter, their hope for the future. Life was peaceful and good, but one day, God called out to Abraham with a command that would shake him to his core. "Abraham," God said. And Abraham answered, "Here I am." Then God spoke words that must have felt like a thunderclap in Abraham's heart. "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains I will show you." Can you imagine what Abraham must have felt? Isaac wasn't just his beloved son. He was the fulfillment of God's promise. But Abraham trusted God, even when he didn't understand. And so, early the next morning, Abraham set out with Isaac. Abraham took 2 servants, Isaac and the supplies for the offering. Together, they began the 3-day journey to the mountain that God had chosen. Every step must have been heavy for Abraham, but he kept walking, trusting in God's plan. At last, Abraham saw the mountain. He told the servants, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there to worship, and then we'll come back." To you, Isaac carried the wood for the sacrifice, while Abraham carried the fire and the knife. As they walked, Isaac turned to his father with a question that must have pierced Abraham's heart. "Father," Isaac said, "we have the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham replied, "God himself will provide the lamb, my son." And together they continued up the mountain. At the top of the mountain, Abraham built an altar and arranged the wood on it. Then, with trembling hands, he turned to Isaac. Abraham explained what God had commanded, and Isaac, in his trust and obedience, allowed himself to be bound and placed on the altar. With every fiber of his being, Abraham trusted God. As he raised the knife to sacrifice his beloved son, a voice from heaven called out, "Abraham, Abraham." And Abraham answered, "Here I am. Do not lay a hand on the boy." The voice said, "Now I know that you fear God because you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by its horns in a bush. God had provided the sacrifice, just as Abraham had believed he would. Abraham and Isaac offered the ram in worship, thanking God for his faithfulness. On that mountaintop, Abraham named the place, "The Lord Will Provide," a reminder of God's provision and mercy. Abraham and Isaac returned home together, their faith in God stronger than ever. Through this test, Abraham learned that God's promises are always true, and that God's ways, though sometimes beyond our understanding, are always good. The story of Abraham and Isaac is a powerful reminder of faith, obedience, and trust. It teaches us that even in the most challenging moments, we can rely on God's promises. Just as Abraham trusted God with his most precious gift, we too can trust him with our lives, knowing that his plans are for our ultimate good. God's provision is always enough, and his love never fails. Abraham's story invites us to live with that same faith, trusting in the one who provides in every season of life. Trust in God's promises. Live by faith. He is faithful. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this Bible story, Please share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories from God's Word. Click the bell icon so you won't miss our next video. God bless.